told you I wasn't going to go easy on you. You're on your own.
You can't leave me. That's cruel.
Hey, guess what? Sometimes, kid, life is cruel. And don't you forget it.
All right, good morning. Oh, good afternoon. Some of us woke up on time, but not all of us, and that's okay. But as always, my name is Heero. I am the author illustrator. Who's texting me? Why do people text me when they see my notifications that I'm going live, and they text me instead of joining me in the chat? But afternoon, strangers. My name is Heero. I'm the author illustrator of the Strangers comic book. I've been gaming for a lot lately, but that title does not deceive you. I am drawing this morning or this afternoon. It's morning for me. I don't care. And we'll be doing a little bit of talking, maybe a little bit of a book review. But primarily what we'll probably be covering in this, because I don't know if there's any like newsworthiness from like the gaming community. There's been like a bunch of dumb statements made by the art director of Montreal's Stadia branch, but for streamers and Twitch, like people on Twitch have really been going through it with this whole music ordeal, and I'm fortunate to have a lot of music created by friends or people that don't care about copyright strikes. So that is a plus bonus for me, but for the least less fortunate folks, that's got to be a drag. As always, we're constantly moving towards our goals. We had one stranger join us yesterday on YouTube, and 3 strangers don't join us last night on Twitch. That's the most people that have joined my channel in one shot. So I appreciate you strangers for coming in. Lee Fiwa was our Stranger Danger Award winner from last night. We streamed last night with me and my friends, some of my college friends, and then one of my high school friends. So that was really fun. These were the last people to join the channel on Twitch. And who was the last person on YouTube? I really got to change that font. That font is ugly. And this was for, yeah. So these were our last subscribers. No one's in there with me on Twitch. No one's on there with me on YouTube. I pressed it twice. My bad. But I am on YouTube and Twitter. And we'll start with the main topic first. And I'll be on my drawing page, so I'll come back and forth. But I wanted to talk about really one of the least informed situations that are going to be happening in the near future. A lot of shit. I'm going to be focusing a lot more on my drawing channel here in the near future, since the political cycle is going to be wrapping up here pretty soon. And a lot of people are like, oh, why are you done talking politics and stuff? And it's like, no, but I am a firm believer that you do need a break from that stuff. And if you don't take a break, it will consume you and it will probably kill you. So you do need time to kind of just breathe from that situation. But that doesn't mean like I'm done. It's just a hiatus. And I will return. I do this every year, It's, once again, you don't have to explain to anybody why you're taking a break. Your mental health, your mental health is more important than anything and everything. Because if you lose that mental tenacity, that mental toughness, if you lose that will, that fire, there's no coming back from that. No one will be able to bring you back. No one. It's just you. So I don't take these things lightly. Is what I'm trying to get across. And I'm unapologetic about it. Really. Like, oh, I don't care. I'll quit my damn job. It doesn't matter to me, because when it's all said and done, I have two things going for me. One, I am fortunate to be put in a position where money isn't like the end all be all for me. It's important, but it's not the most important thing to me. I have an eclectic group of friends and family members who can help me if I ever needed help. But, I'm not saying that to throw you into a predicament. Everyone's situation is different. But what I mean by winter is coming, and a lot of people don't understand this, seasonal depression is a thing, guys. And I figured out that my seasonal depression kicks in around wintertime. And I become very moody, very agitated, easily like taken aback by things. And to avoid a situation where, I am totally unable to respond. And that's what you don't want. You don't want a situation where you're not able to respond to your day-to-day activities, or a complete shutdown, because then you're dealing with your depression directly affecting key components of your livelihood. So take me, for example. I work in the healthcare industry. You want to know who doesn't care if I'm depressed while they're dying? My patients. Exactly. That's, no one cares. No one cares, but everyone's listening. And don't you ever forget it. No one cares, but everyone's listening. So how do I cope with this depression? How do I handle it? And let me start off by saying, if you have depression, this is not me giving you advice on how to deal with your depression, right? This is just me telling you how I deal with my depression. You should definitely think of a way of dealing with this depression. I'm gonna pull something up in prep. I'm gonna put a depression hotline in the chat. Yeah, this is the first one I saw. It has an old white lady on the front cover. Don't know what she's sad about, but if you have issues, I am not a professional. I am a healthcare professional, but I am not a mental health care professional. So please seek proper guidance. With that being said, the way I deal with my depression is by and large, I think is a blessing for me, because the way I deal with it is I have a group of friends and family members who keep me balanced. But when it's all said and done, I can express my depression. I can put I can dispel and dissuade my depression in my arts. I'm able to turn this negative energy into positive energy using my arts. And I know what you're probably thinking, that seems not odd, but it seems convenient. And you're right, it is. It absolutely is a convenience. Because when things are going south for me, I can just pull out my tablet and draw. And fortunately for me, I have a comic book that lets me do that. Nanda. Oh, I need it to be white. Duh. It is white. Okay, so they're two different colors. Okay, you bougie. But also, boom. Okay, let's do it this way then, the old-fashioned way. And my comic book definitely gains from that, because a lot of the feelings I have, like the raw emotions I want to put into this comic book, come during this season. Like those mood swings give me stuff to write about, so I use that to my advantage. It's how I've harnessed these feelings. It's how I chose to harness these feelings. But it's not gonna. I'm here to tell you straight up, it's not gonna work for everybody. You're not me. I'm not you. Don't pretend. I'm cool. No. You're awesome. I'm cool, but you're awesome. But being cool or awesome might not be enough. So seek help. And I just wanted to, I don't know, is anyone in chat? No. One person is watching on Twitch. But if you have a coping mechanism, whenever you're watching this, put it in the chat. I want to know, how do you cope with your depression? Like, how do you handle? Do you need help? How do you make it? And I'm sitting here thinking, like, why does Valor's eyes look so different? And it's because they are different. Valor doesn't have any black spots on his, doesn't have a black lower ring on his eye. This is why I gotta keep drawing, because I'll forget. We need a definitive no here. Whoops. Oops. We have more lines than anticipated. Where is this coming from? It's a color option, so it has to be the black. Let's find the... And I'm usually pretty good. I'm usually pretty good with, dealing with my depression. But the thing that's been terrible is there are no gyms for me. I'm not going to the gym, and that hurts. That hurts because that's where a lot of tension and stress is relieved for me. And not having that resource, I didn't, like, besides and then it piles on it. So it sort of compounds, right? Sort of compounds. Because it's a body image thing. One, working out, just the endorphins and everything you get from it is great. But then you lose that, right? And you're like, okay, hey, I saw the sign. I opened up my eyes. And, you're not going to let it defeat you totally, right? You just eat a little bit better, trying to, make it, get it how you live, right? But then, like, you can't do it, and you're, like, doing the most you can. You go outside. You walk, you run outside, but okay, you live in a state where there's snow. Yeah, you could run outside in the snow. Advised? No. But if you were about that life, you could. Even if you are about that life, I don't think you should. Nah, don't do it. Because ultimately, going outside is taboo. And whatever your, political beliefs or feelings are on that, or why we're still in this predicament, it can't be denied that it has hindered our way of life. Meaning, whatever alternative there was, what the hell? Whatever the alternative was to this, man, maybe we should have done that. Maybe we should have done that. Because now, for whatever your reasons were about not locking down and people being sad, oh, there's a world of sadness on its way. And if you're not prepared to take on that sadness, it probably will eat you alive. And that's why I'm like telling people, like, yeah, go get a routine going right now. Figure out that kryptonite of yours, that easy picker upper for you, because you're gonna need it. We're all gonna need something like it. Significant others, whatever. The deadline for dating it's been increased, And I guess I could go down a list of things that I would. I mean, what would I recommend? I have my drawing, I have my podcast, I have my stuff like that. I'm filming. The thing about me that a lot of people don't understand is I've internalized my happiness. And a lot of people like, what does that mean? To internalize your happiness to me means I don't need the connections of the outside world to be happy. I don't need the outside world at this point. And that can be perceived as a negative thing, but once again, we're talking about people's mental health here, right? My mental health has allowed me to say, because I know we're in a lockdown and I can't go outside. What can I do? What can I do to harness this time that I have, right? How do I make the most out of the time I have? So like, going back to school was big for me this year, even though COVID messed that up too. Like a lot of the schools I wanted to apply to shut down. Some of them are opening back up, but if, things don't pan out or things get worse, do you want to make that type of commitment in the middle of a pandemic? Me? Sure. Because I have nothing to lose at this point. I'm already in a place I don't want to be. But I don't feel the effects of me being here because technically nothing's going on around me. I'm not missing anything. Like if I was missing weddings and birthday parties and loved ones growing up, that'd be an issue for me probably. But the fact is that's just not happening. It's not happening. And it's not happening because there's nothing going on. The world is stopped. And in that freeze frame, in that split second, people like me don't feel the pressures. I don't feel the pressure to, some people have started going back out and stuff, and hey, we're doing this. Like, I wouldn't want to have anything significant happen in 2020. 2020 needs to be just perceived as the mulligan year, right? Oh, if you're 30, you get to redo your 30th birthday party in 2021. You're still 30. Because I just don't see it. I don't see a reason to want to have 2020 associated with anything positive. And there has been positives here. Like, I'm sitting here badgering 2020 like I didn't have significant growth on the channel. 2020 brought about this. I probably would have never streamed live if it wasn't for 2020. So it does have its positives, and it could have been positive for you. I can't speak for everybody. But I think let's get back to the main topic. What are some things you can do to cope with this 2020 winter that's about to hit? Totally different. I just realized Fowler doesn't have any ears, so let's give him some ears. For one, I think having a strong mode of communication is super important. You need people who understand you on a different level. And what I mean by understand you, I mean like they can see past your bullshit. Because I'm one of those people that feed bullshit to my friends. Oh, is everything all right? Yeah, everything's cool. How was work? Work was horrible. Stop asking people how work was. Work is always annoying. Unless the person's job is making millions, or they have some like super ultra, like they're famous, their job is horrible. If this person works for like a cubicle where every day is the same, where every day is just you avoiding getting fired and running into Karen, stop asking them. I can give you the short answer. Their day was great. They got paid. They didn't get fired. Next question. But you need friends who can call you on that bullshit, who can hold you accountable. I think that's super important. I think having a healthy diet and getting enough sleep is another important thing. Lately, I haven't been getting that good a night's rest, but on the days that I sleep, man, I sleep well. Man, I sleep well. And it won't hurt you. Change your bed sheets every week. Go be an adult. I don't know. I just sleep better on fresh bed sheets. And if I'm feeling particularly bougie, if I'm feeling real bougie, I'll go put my blanket for the night in the dryer about 15 to 10 minutes before I go to bed, and I'll let it cook. And I'll let that coziness hit me right in the chest. No regrets. Treat yourself to, like, it's to be noted. If you got it, do it. But I'm almost of the mindset, because I came from up in a time where everyone said credit scores were important. Credit scores aren't only important to people who don't have cash. If you plan on having cash, you don't need credit. Oh, that's horrible financial advice, Heero. Is it? 820 credit score or $500,000? Which one you taking? I didn't think so. But to each his own on that. But that's been a brief financial lesson with Heero. What's something else I think you'll need to survive this pandemic, winter, this depression? You know what I don't think will hurt? Having a like a not structured, structured, but stop yawning. Having like something like what I'm doing here. So like when I do the podcast or live streams, I always have my friends online. This is the one time I'll probably won't have friends on. But like if you want to join me while I draw, you can. But like you need like something to pour your energy into. So we already covered that. But I also then think you need like group activities. You need to be calling your loved ones. And don't be bougie, all right? Check on your folks. Oh, they didn't check on me. Are you a child? People are out here struggling. Are you a child? Don't be a child. Don't be that person that needs someone to check on them first before you can care. It really makes you look shallow. It really makes you look shallow. Check on your people. Check on your people unprovoked. That's the truth. And then something else. What else do I think? There's like a what's something else that, if I'm truly thinking about it, I think you should treat yourself once a week to something. You know? Like my thing used to be sushi. I can't do sushi anymore, but in exchange, I do like I'll go grab a bite from I'll go grab like a dessert or something from somewhere, like to pick it up and go. You know, just to know that I'm in the community. I've been outside, but I won't sit down and eat anywhere. I haven't been to a restaurant since April of this year. And you know, it sucks that I can't support the small businesses that I want to. But you know, I can't support the businesses if I'm dead either. So there's that. The companies that figure out how to innovate will survive. That sucks. But when you're talking about your health, that's what you bank on. I believe his number was 73. Which was, I think, Jason Thomas's number, a college friend of mine's. Let's pull up the comic real quick. I can do this with you guys. I also, do I have frames for this? Whoa, we have somebody. Who's this in Facebook? Oh, Jay White. Appreciate it, bro. Jay, how do you... Oh, and Nafi. Nafi, go do the same thing for this page on the other one. Go subscribe to this channel. Both of you guys, while I have your attention, tell me, how do you guys deal with your depression? If you have depression, if you've ever experienced depression, what are some of your coping mechanisms for depression? We're going into winter. A lot of people experience seasonal depression, and I want to kind of help people get that. Yeah, it's on YouTube. I don't think you have Twitch. Now, Nafi, if you want to be fancy and download Twitch and sub to Twitch, that's how I know you will be my favorite sister. I have many sisters, but if Nafi, if you want to be number one, download Twitch and sub. I believe in you. And Nafi says, Nafi said before I lost all my messages that she does puzzles. I hope I didn't delete all the messages. Okay, good. Nafi with the death threats. Gotta love it. This is, hey, and that's why probably I don't need therapists, because that's how my look at how my family talks to me already. And Jay, yeah, follow Jay. Jay put your handle in the chat so she can find you. What did I want to look up for you guys? Do I have a tab access here? I think I might have it in the gaming one. So let's go to the gaming one real quick. Whoops. Yeah, there goes Jay's information. I brought you guys to the gaming tab real quick because I wanna fix my picture. That's what I really want to do. I hate that I can't just keep this like set permanently. OBS always changes it, and I know they're messing with me. I know you're playing me. Oh, Nafi's on YouTube, but did you subscribe? That's what I want. It's not about if you're there, but did you subscribe yet? Your name will pop up on the screen if you do. Oh, you're already subscribed on here? That's quite unfortunate. I was trying to get off this 69 number and get to 70. I've been there for so long, and every time people make fun of me. Oh, yeah, what was I looking for? Yeah, Jay makes a good point. Fighting depression is tricky. Some people don't even know they are in a depression. Yes, that is very true. But once you find out what it is, then you easily tackle it. I don't think you easily tackle it, but you do. If you choose to, you can then start working towards, handling that situation. I'm looking for my tabs. I thought I had a tab to go up here, but we don't. So we'll make one real quick. A Windows capture, I think, is what I'm looking for. And we'll make another one. We'll call this one tabs. Okay, cool. Boom. I forgot what I wanted to. Why am I doing this? Oh yeah, so I can pull up the comic book. All right, go back to Facebook. Nafi, we will talk to you on any platform. You're watching Nebraska play. Nafi, you're watching Nebraska play Ohio State. Who's winning that game? Jay with the paragraph. What'd he say? Who's winning, Nafi? But I'm going through a rough time right now. I can't even walk due to having knee surgery. But my friends are what are keeping me above water right now. I got an unexpected call yesterday from someone that really lifted my spirits and helped me see clearly. clearer visions of what I need to accomplish and keep me from getting down about it. Hey, that's awesome. You know, I like to think that I'm one of the friends that Jay is talking about that are keeping him above water. But you know, it's real out in these streets, man. And this was that depression hotline that I came up with. But I'm going to my comic book page real quick because I want to see something that I did in the comic. How did I address? Oh yeah, what was the number of this guy? His football number. I don't have my reference cards up. Hey Jay, let me be great. It wasn't it just wasn't it was it? Now if you were, it was the game must have been oh shit. It's 30-17. Damn. Well, Nebraska was never a really good football team. They just got big offensive linemen, but they don't got no skill. No, ain't nobody out here. A corn husker. You lose to a corn husker, you got beef. LOL, JK. Hey, while y'all both on here, just share this on whatever platform. Now, if you're on Facebook, share it on Facebook. YouTube, Jay. And LOL, JK. And yeah, like whoever, and that's why I say it's so important for you to be mindful of your friends. Like, don't sit back thinking your friends are okay because you're okay. If they're your friends, you should have zero issue checking up on them. And like, if you don't check up on these people, you need to reevaluate why they're in your life. I'm not a fan of keeping people around for nostalgic purposes. Oh, I keep this person on my Facebook friend list because we went to high school together. Yeah, but if I post 200 videos and you don't like one of them, what the fuck you doing? And I think having that mindset about how to deal with people in my personal life has made it easier for me to like push like people forward. Like you don't have to stop being their friend, but you don't have to put that same amount of energy into keeping them happy or trying to form this wondrous lifestyle around them. I don't sabi that life. Like, we can be cordial. I have thousands of associates, but I don't think you need to have just this mob of people you are keeping in your life to try and somehow, some way roadblock in my head, other side. Nope. I'm looking for. Oh yeah, it has to be this one. It has to be this one. Nope, I was wrong. Am I? Yeah, it's the next chapter. Chapter 24. Yeah, if you can watch on any platform you want. Whichever one is easier for you. If Facebook is easier for you, you can watch on Facebook. Now, if your cutoff game isn't strong, your best friends are still, well, maybe you just don't make new friends. Well, no, you have a lot of new friends too. My siblings are so popular. It's really mind-boggling to me. Oh yeah, Jay, you remember this? You gave me the idea for this, and I drew this. This was back when that whole meme was going on about. Well, let me not ruin it. Let's read the comic together. Can you guys see this the way I see this? Yes, you can. My two characters are playing video games. An interesting fact. That bear in the background, that bear appears in every comic book, hidden somewhere. But I enjoy putting Dr. Heero in the comic book. And in the background, someone did pick up on the fact that this is the cover of The Death of Superman. I like just putting random bullshit like that in my comics. They're playing a video game. Player 2 wins. uh yeah, Facebook Facebook protecting me. Nafi, don't get copyright struck because you out here being funny. My sister threatened me on Facebook and they sent her a warning. Nafi, you funny. Stop being abusive. Stop being abusive to me. And player 2 wins, which was Valor. He's accused of cheating. But black men don't cheat. I like this. This is funny to me. This was funny to me. This is funny to me. Anyway, let's go back here. I was right. His number is 73. That's just a sign of how good my memory is. And you're probably wondering, why did I need that number? Because that's what I have to write on his trousers right now. And we'll do the 2 stint. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. So we can go back to, boom, main. Actually, we can just go back to art. Facebook don't care, man. Facebook, it's during the election season too, so like all those words are being flagged right now. Like, hey, don't get your page shut down trying to be funny. Cause I will ride that sympathy to the top, Nafi. I will sell you out to get 1,000 subscribers on here. Facebook hit me up and say, hey, is there something we could do? Yeah, ban that person and let's write an article about how she abused me. The women in my family have no mercy. None. Meteor High. Yeah, the high school that they go to is Meteor High. A lot of people, if you're wondering, yes, it is true. Meteor High I'm clearly ripping off my own high school, which was Thornton Fractional North, and their logo, not logo, but their mascot was we were the Meteors. And in retrospect, our school rival, TF South, the Rebels, it's pretty racist, but I doubt they'll change that name anytime soon. But also, that was just also a sign of how oblivious we were as young children about issues in our community. My sister did want to change the name of her grade school, right? Woodrow Wilson Petrie School, whatever. Nafi did free me from Twitter jail, when I was stuck in Twitter jail. Nafi did come get me. But Nafi wanted to change the name of her grade school because, I guess, the teachers, not the teachers, what's the word I'm thinking of? The school mascot was a person who didn't, Woodrow Wilson School. Woodrow Wilson. Petrie is the name of, Wilbert Petrie Field is the name of our high school football field. That's what I was getting a Petrie from. But I guess, the Woodrow Wilson dude was, a dude who didn't want women voting. So they have a whole iron cast bronze bust of this guy's head in this grade school. And, it's just that psychology, man, who would have thought, if you had a person to pick to put a memento to, you would pick a dude that was against women having equal rights. Like that's you sat there as a collective body and said young people should idolize and every morning should walk into a building and see this person and think, yes, this is something I aspire to be. Someone who hinders you from being better. It's just crazy. But Nafi wasn't about that life, so she didn't pursue it. She's going to DC. She got bigger fish to fry. Nafi don't mess with everybody, man. It's a hard knock life. But but yeah, my sister did talk about she does puzzles. Jay has a network of friends. So once again, is the answers are I don't have all the answers, Sway, and clearly talking to people within my circle lets you know that they don't have all the answers. So there's a multitude of ways to do this. You just got to find what works best for you. Okay, not grade school, elementary school. She made the 14 points from the presidents against voting. He made 14 points about it. A total loser. Yes. Um so another thing that you have to, and I think and just like that, like I'm telling people, I'm telling people up front, like, oh, you have to have these sources and these things, and it helps because once again, and you never want to be the person who is not or being accused of not paying attention. That's not a good look. So do your best to be there for your people because it'll help you out too in the long run. Ultimately, you feel good when you're talking with your people and you can have these conversations. You can laugh, you can talk. It's great. It's good for you. He needs some milk. The dialogue here is going to be a major issue for me because this is the second book, but this is still within my first art style. And when I say my first art style, a lot of people don't know what I mean by that. You see how rigid these lines are? And when you zoom away, they still have that predominant look, but this line is the same, but it has less ridge, but it looks a lot smoother from a distance. A better example, if I can find one. I have a lot of weird things in my current folders. I don't see anything here. No time to cry. I hope this isn't like work related. Oh no, this was the picture I made for Chadwick Boseman. But you see how much like this is my current art style, which is 10 folds by comparison. Why do I have two of these things open right now? You are the fake. You are the real one. Control S. But yeah, see how like rigid these lines are by comparison? Like when you get super close, it looks super pixelated. But like from the distance that you wouldn't normally look at, it looks super smooth, looks super clear. Meanwhile, this is like very two-toned, very like it's either you get it or you don't. And this is unfinished, obviously, but I really enjoyed this picture. I really enjoyed making this picture so much. Like you can see, like he's sort of translucent. But he's still there to catch the tear. But yeah. So So like I don't know. It's just like I'll keep working on it, but like you won't see my new art style until I get to book 3. Honestly, um, that's because book 3 isn't even in ink right now. Hey, Leafy Wa, Leafy Wa, give me the what is it? The nah, what's the word for? I'm trying to ask what the word is for pronouncing words, and I keep wanting to say hooked on phonics. What is the phonetic? The phonetic saying of your name, Leafy Wa. What's up? Leafy Wa was on with me yesterday, and Leafy Wa, you've probably noticed that you are the Danger Stranger Award winner. And the Danger Stranger Award winner is the person who interacts the most with me in my chat. So I appreciate you, Leafy Wa, for coming back. Sign of my appreciation. And Nafi, why wasn't I blessed with this talent? Nafi, you could have this talent. Why wasn't I blessed with your fashion sense? Why wasn't I blessed with Luke's cool, calm demeanor? We could easily trade. You want to be a good drawer? Come on, Nafi. You can have it. Why wasn't I blessed with y'all's patience? Oh, I did say it right. Leafy Y. Okay, thanks. And Nafi, what are you talking about? Like TY, like. And thank you, Leafy Y, for being in the booth with me. Um, Leafy Y, how do you handle your depression? That was what we've been talking about. Uh, a few people have put in that they enjoy doing puzzles. Some people enjoy just communicating with their friends and loved ones. That helps them out a lot. But Leafy Y, how do you handle depression, if you don't mind sharing? Because winter's coming, and we are still in the middle of a pandemic, so a lot of people might not have the answer, Sway. So that's what we're searching for today, the answers. Okay, I could have done this a lot easier. Where is not my eraser tool? Where's my color tool? Boop, 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 boop. All right, now we need to start thinking about details because all the base colors are done. Not all of them. We have, where's the green at? We got a few places that gold needs to be inserted. And I had such a boring color palette design when I came with this. While Key does have a very quirky design, like Key wears whatever she wants. It doesn't have to match. But also with that, I have noticed that like I wasn't creative enough when I first thought of her design. Like when you have someone who has a distinct art style, you don't show it by like dressing them or dressing them down. You gotta kind of let them flare, for better or worse. Like for better or worse, you gotta make sure that they flare. And if you don't, then you're doing them a disservice, I think. So that's what we're trying to fix here. And then we can go, actually I did this backwards, so let's go to here first. It's always good to superpose your colors first. Actually, I can still fix it, so that's fine. Boom. And that just makes it look like that glow is a little bit more there. A little bit more, but not much. You rarely see Key's ears in any photo. And if she does, she always has some weird, eclectic thing going on. Yes, Nafi, you are the most engaged, and if you and as it stands now, tomorrow or whenever I stream next, you'll be the Stranger Danger Award winner. I don't change it in real time, then it'd be I would spend more time changing the chat name than I would this. So for tomorrow, if Leafy doesn't beat you in your commenting, you will hold on. Nafi, you are the front runner. Nafi is so competitive. So competitive. Nafi's the only one brave enough in the house to fight me. She's the littlest one. Always trying to fight me. How long does it take me to draw? Um, so like I guess like for a picture like this took me from beginning to end probably 10 hours. Like from the moment I drew it to the very end, like 10 hours. But like pictures like this, a comic book panel like this, there's a lot because like the one you're looking at to the right is actually a completed one. So this is the rough draft, right? Let's go here. Let's go back here real quick to the gaming one. Let's pull back up the tabs. That is like a scene. So from that, I was able to get. Let's go here. Boom. Let's go here real quick. Let's see. Because I want to kind of give you a good comparison. So this is actually one scene before. I think two scenes before, actually. I think this might be it. Yeah. This is it. So that scene you're looking at up here. So let's go. If we're talking about this scene, right? This is that picture, right? You're seeing this up in the... I guess I got to zoom in on it. This picture, right? This picture right here. If you have this in your eye, mind of your eye, right? If you switch back over to this one, this is that picture. This is that same picture. So keeping that in mind, this is the whole panel. The whole panel is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 panels. 13 panels have to turn into this. And obviously there's added stuff here that I can do in the comic book that I can't do while I'm drawing. Like this special effect here that makes this guy way more terrifying. This is way more intimidating than I have to make sure I know what you guys are looking at. Oh wait, you guys don't see that. I have to keep switching. I'm sorry. The man in black, the guy you see there, by comparison, he is. This is what I'm able to do in there. This is way more intimidating. This is way more not intimidating, but like it gets to the point. Like imagine like you're hearing this story. This is a great scene. I actually really enjoy this scene. Let's talk about it a little bit. This is at a point in the story where this is Zemi, Remy, and Demi. They're twins. This is actually based off of Nafi and Luke. Remy and Demi. Actually, not them. The older brothers and siblings are. Them. That's Yemi and Femi. But Remy and Demi could be considered my youngest brothers and sisters. Because they're twins too. What is like? This is like a scene before they're crossing the street and Remy doesn't cross the street. She like freezes in the middle of the street, and she has like a little daytime terror. She's very nervous. She's a very joyful, bubbly girl, but she's very nervous. So let's read the scene as is. And Demi is very stoic. He's a boy genius, but he has very poor social skills. And Zemi being Zemi, her personality is very well defined. She's a big sister, and she likes people to know it. What is going on with you? It's just a, sniff, oh, nothing. And once again, you get to feel this as she lies. For the last 3 weeks, she has been having nightmares, forcing her to come sleep in my room because she says someone keeps touching her while she sleeps. This is a very like jarring situation because this is the first time you see that I'm not afraid to like dive into very personal matters. And immediately, she takes the big sister role. Remy, is somebody touching you at school, another boy, a teacher, and like, no. And here comes Demi with his proof. It is a reassurance that this is true. Like, he can confirm that, this isn't happening. Only in my nightmares. And I like the way that she doesn't even acknowledge there might be a hint of supernatural things going on. She immediately deflects to some of the things that are really going on with women in the world. Like when women say that they are being abused and people don't off top just take their word for it. And granted, everything should be vented, but these are the appropriate questions to be asking so that you can better understand the situation. Just trying to understand the situation for starters. Give me a name. What is this person's name? And just the look on her face. I hope you guys are seeing this. Yeah, the look on her face is super telling. Like, she's getting teary-eyed about this. That this is really affecting her. That this person in her nightmares is really hindering her in the real world, because she almost got hit by a car today because she thought she saw him. She's afraid. And Zemi just wants a name to fight. And it's just that I don't know. I swear, Zemi Lola. And this is a sign of truth. Zemi's full name is Zemi Lola. Like, this is Remy, like, confiding. Like, I don't know. I don't know who this person is who keeps coming. And, once again, now this somber look coming from Demi. Demi's a very serious kid. A kid that rarely smiles. He's not entertained with her issues. And his side-off comments are further proof. But this is a somber look for Demi. He's concerned. The statement is true. It isn't a person she has ever met, but based on the description she gave me, it is a man. And this is like, when you start to see these handprints, because we're talking about touching a young girl, and then you see this look, the man in black. And that right there, this picture still to this day kind of sets me off, because this image came to me in a nightmare. This is what I saw in that nightmare. And as a grown-ass man, of course, I'm not scared, but I do know that, like, this is something that in my subconscious is something that's supposed to scare me. So I really enjoyed this whole thing. It's really telling about the nature of how your ideas can really take hold of you and make you scared. So, like, in the comic book, I can't do those special effects and those moving conversations. The conversation flows so well in the comic book, but on a panel page, it's so much harder to make that flow. And obviously, I could, write it and draw it in a way that it flows, but this page speaks to me, and I'm not professionally trained by no means, but it speaks to me differently. So that's the reasoning behind it. But it takes me about from those panels to this end product, that will take me about, if I did nothing but that, it'll probably take me about 3 weeks. Because you have to sit there, write it, you have to draw it, think about, like, does it actually make sense? Does it actually make sense? Does it flow? Is this a real life conversation? Something I struggle with, and why I write a lot more now, is I want to be able to make people feel part of the conversation. Like, me and you are talking right now. That conversation is something that's happening between us. So, what is your feeling towards something? How does it make you how do you react to it is on a personal level is a lot easier to convey to somebody if the dialogue comes off naturally. The way they talk to each other makes you believe that they have a personal relationship with each other. Makes you believe that the one thing that I'm always envious of with my younger siblings, because they're twins, is that they have that immediate person. It's not like they shun me from their group, but I know that if something is happening with one of them and they might not be all the way open with me, that the younger brother or the other one will confirm. And that's something that I've only experienced as an older brother. That's why I told the story from that perspective, where there is one person telling the story, but because that other person knows that I'm probably not going to believe her until I confirm it. That's something that I've only experienced as an older brother. But let's go back to that, Nafi. 10 hours, my God. I mean, it just make good use of your time, really. It's my promise to this group was to draw once a month. I mean, once a week for 1 hour live. Like, I still draw a lot throughout my day, but at least I'm gonna go live once, and I always try and do it Saturday morning, afternoon. 10 hours, my guy. Leafy Wah, no, drive safely, Leafy Wah. Don't text and drive. Why are you texting and driving right now, Leafy Wah? If something happens to you, I'm going to lose you as a supporter. I can't have that happening. Take care of yourself. And wow, yikes, I'm slapping everybody. Nafi, Zemi. You know what? Because Nafi, I did say that if I had to pick a voice actor for Zemi, your voice does ring true to me, but I think no, because I actually a good friend of mine is named Arva. Her voice sings true for me for Yemi and Femi. But our father's watching. Is he? How is he? Mr. is on the line. Mr. Say what's up, or you can't say what's up. He's probably, hey, big guy in the chat. I'm looking for a big guy in the chat. Don't clip that because it's gonna sound weird without context. But yeah. So like now I need to start thinking about. So there's finite details I'm gonna have to start thinking about. What are these finite details? For example, this is the more tedious job because like the big color splash, and as everyone knows, I hate coloring with a passion. But the big color splash is like done now, right? We're done with that. So now we got to start thinking about details, things that make the comic book, make this page look more appealing. Because if you can't tell what's happening in the page before you, this is why you probably notice I don't have like little notes telling me what's going on, because the picture tells me what's going on. There's a person running who's running with a girl on his shoulder. Now, two things come to mind. Has he kidnapped this little child? Well, no, because this isn't a little child. This is Key. And who is Key? We know Key is Zemi's friend. So we know that this person is taking Key away. But we also know that Key, or that this guy doing this, he goes to the same high school as Key. They both go to Meteor High. And what else do we know? We know this guy this is like a flashback conversation. He had a conversation with Valor at some point, and he's still nervous even though he's talking to Valor. So we know he has some association with Valor. Whether it's good or bad, that's to be determined. Valor does not look pleased. He looks nervous. But we also know Valor is friends. He's the part of the big three. So he's friends with Key and Zemi. And then we have Key attacking him, biting him to get free. And he takes his lumps. And he thinks to himself, and Valor's approval and what he's looking for. So this is the story. But this story makes complete sense to me He's obviously trying to retrieve Key for Valor, and she doesn't want to go with him. And Valor, probably told him, by all means necessary, bring her back. And he took an L right here. But ultimately, Valor understands, like he knows, you wouldn't be able to bring her back. And there's an underlying reason why he wasn't able to bring just her back, because he really wants them both. And because he as a player thought, oh, just bring back one if you can. But the truth is, Key's not going nowhere without Zemi. She's not. They're just not. They're friends. They got to stick together. So this is how I have to like try and convey this, like, because if you don't enjoy looking at it, you're definitely not going to enjoy reading it. So, and now it's about adding detail, because the biggest detail of Key is her hair. And anytime you see her, you know her hair has bristle. And it was so boring in this picture. But like I have to keep the continuity. So in the future, her hair does way cooler things. Like here, look at the detail for her hair now. Even with Zemi's hair, there's a lot more detail. So you gotta work with what you got. But like I said, I drew this one in 2014. I was so green. But here, gotta think of something. But I think doing something with the shading now would probably be our best bet, because I can't think of anything to do with this right now. So let's think of the shading. And we'll go here. I think we're almost coming up on our 2-hour mark too. Stop updating me on this Nebraska game. You think I'm a fan of Nebraska? You think I'm proud? You think I'm proud to have ties to them? No one cares. This chat will be complete once my father puts "Hey big guy" in the chat. That's what we're waiting on. Waiting for a big guy sighting. But while we wait, we can shade. And I've recently been getting a lot of flack for my shading tactics. Some people have told me I need to grow. I need to mature. So this is my attempt. I can't just use a light black anymore. I have to grow. So this is me trying to grow. And I used to hate coloring. I still do, because I'm not good at it. Barely good at drawing, but what I have noticed is with time I've gotten better. And that's ultimately what we're looking for. Getting better. So let's hit up all her. And this is where like things kind of start to move a little bit faster, because you can now target certain things. Like we're working on shading. All right, bet, cool. Let's shade and move on. Shade and move on. Oh, and I guess I should put in chat where you can read that comic book. If you guys like that comic, like what I was showing, here's the exact panel, so you can go back and read the rest, because there's clearly more in that panel. Ooh. I don't know if he's still watching, but there are 3 people watching right now. So if you are watching, Leafy was watching. I don't know who the second person is. Let's see. There's no one on YouTube. There's one person on Twitch. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have a Facebook ticker up here, so I don't know. But yeah, there's the link to the comic book if you guys wanted to read that panel that we were discussing earlier. Is up there. Um, and we're back. We're back with the shade element. And shading is actually like something that is going to be super important in this comic book later on. Hashtag foreshadow. Hashtag they not ready. And obviously, um, I take a lot more liberty with other things, but when it comes to like dealing with color palettes for the characters, I'm gonna in the next chapters I drastically step it up. I drastically step it up. Can we get some solid silver here? Because these colors are blushing now. Uh, whoops. Um, Continuity is super important. Continuity is like it's gonna be the death of me, especially since and I'm kind of happy I learned how to use my references. Those are super important. But man, continuity, that is the bane of my existence. Yeah, the comments are delayed. I don't know how it's like how I think on Facebook it's delayed by 20 seconds, and then on Twitch I think is like 3 seconds. YouTube I think is 15 seconds. But I'm sorry, Nafi. I don't know what you're talking about. But if he's still watching, you know, Miss I just watches stuff. He probably thinks like this is something that was pre-recorded. He doesn't know that this is live, probably. But he wants an iPhone 12. Can't work an iPhone 6. Wants an iPhone 12. Good for him. He deserves it. He deserves it. I can hear him now. You're damn right. All right, and I'm really procrastinating because I'm afraid to use this new style. But let's just get on with it. Like, okay. Moments. Nonda. I'm procrastinating because I don't know what like something dark is supposed is. I don't know if this is the correct answer. I know this is the wrong pen. Thank you. Softer edges. Okay, so that's something interesting that I didn't know. That the shades, because they're in black and white, I used to run them in black and white. Now they interfere with color gaps that I have. So if I didn't like see like this, normally I would just leave that color blank, but now I have to draw carefully around them. I can't be as reckless as I normally want to be, which is a learning curve for sure. All right, my honest opinion, making it this far, I'm not terribly upset with it. I don't know. And here's another detail that was left to the winds. This is supposed to be red. So let's go here. Because remember, she had red earrings over here. So if someone came back and tried to test me, don't fail the test, you hear me? Let's do a better job with her hands. She's not wearing muff mittens. She has hands. And this just gives the hands a little bit more definition, so they don't look like they're melted together like an action figure. You know, when you look at action figures' hands, if they don't space them, it's because it's easier to mold them together and then like draw lines into them. But with this little bit of dents in here, it makes it look at least the fingers are separated. And then what you can go in and further do when you're shading, like you're doing now, is you can do this to give them depth. So now they look separate. You know? Now they look like they have depth to them. That's the reason behind shading for me, to apply depth. This right here I'm gonna have to change though. I think we're gonna color this gray, light gray. . And then we're going to make the lines white to add that impact flare. Welcome back, Leafy Wah. Happy you made it back safely. This might be a little bit too gray. Gray. I'm okay with this one. And then let's go lines. Yeah. Whoops. And then you can make the blurred lines like a lighter shade. Yeah, I like that. It takes me a while to get going, but once I do, it's about me building confidence. That's what it's about. When I'm not confident in my work, I stale out because I'm like, I don't want to fuck this up. I don't want to fuck this up, guys. But sometimes you just gotta go fuck some shit up, man. It's cool. Excuse me. Oh, check out Auntie BC's on the stream. Or Auntie BC liked the stream. Auntie BC. She's not a monster. Where are her pupils at? Because I keep hitting my mic. I'm sorry, guys. But I don't need it in my face. Can we get, let's go black. And then too big. He's a monster. Where's his pupils? Pupils are important, man. They give your character life. If you ever want to show your character like not having life, no pupils. Want to ascribe to their humanity, make sure they have pupils, and give the glint of life. This little white spark is the glint of life. If they ever lose that glint, they've lost their humanity. Oh, thank God. Man, this OR is happening late tonight. 10 p.m. Fine by me. Shoot. Both cases down. Cool. I actually like doing surgery, but I don't like the build up to surgery because everyone panics. Oh my God, surgery is going on. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? There's surgery going on. You're just like, relax, man. Relax. I work in the healthcare industry for all you guys that don't know. Do y'all hear something? Is there feedback? Nope, that's just the room air. Alright, yeah, well, shit, we hit our 2-hour mark, y'all. And I gotta do some reading for my book club. I'm in a book club. I'm a big boy now. But I still have some juice here. And I did draw last week, but I did not show you guys. So maybe I'll put in a little bit extra here for you guys right now. One thing that I actually do really enjoy about Kia, she has a big head. She is a big head girl. Paper chasing, got your block on fire, don't know what it is. Making something out of nothing, you can't handle biz. Nafi, final 52-17. Your city should be quiet tonight. My city wasn't talking in the first place. Nafi, did you know Nebraska had a football team until you watched this game? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. And where's your football team? NIU? Let's talk about their scores. Gabrielle Union went to Nebraska? NIU went to the Orange Bowl back when I played in the NFL. Now, if you stop talking about that, that shit is dead. That shit is dead. Stop talking about it. It's over. Oh, okay. I was like, Gabrielle Union. All right. Leaf Wall back in. I got a message from my mom. From my mom, Miami and Penn State is my team. Okay, but if Miami and Penn State were both playing Leafy Wall, who would you root for? Like you're gonna wear gray? You're gonna be a referee that game? Like you gotta pick a team. Now if you over here mixing comments and stuff. Um Oh, she went to Nebraska. Gabrielle Union went to Nebraska? I haven't seen a black woman out here. That is amazing. That is so amazing. Uh, I ain't seen no Gabrielle Unions out here. But then again, I have not been looking, so. Ba da ba ba do boop. Tap. Alright, let's take this down a notch. Let's take out this color real quick. It's dark wheat. You got it. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What happened to my color? Oh, I did it up here. So let's just go ahead and with foreshadow in mind, we know we're going to be using this color here, so let's not change it to a skin color. Let's just change it to this color so we don't have to go back and change it. Like then you'll be stuck looking for that color. Nafi, you're lying to me. What? I was like, I know she didn't go to. And I was like, there's no way in hell Gabrielle Union went to Nebraska. Okay, she didn't go to Nebraska, but she was born in Omaha, Nebraska. And she left immediately. Warren Buffett's from Omaha, Nebraska, so a lot of famous people might be from here, but no one stays here. That's for sure. Oh, Miami's your Dolphin. Miami's your NFL team, and Penn State's your. I thought you meant the U or Florida or well, no, who's the Miami team? I think. Oh yeah, Miami Hurricanes. The U. All right, respectable, respectable. Miami. Who's the quarterback in Miami? Is it that new kid? Kyler Murray comes to mind, but I feel like he plays for Arizona. I haven't seen an NFL game in a long time. So Leafy, why you're from America then, or that's that's idealistic of me. I'm assuming just because you like football, American football means you're from America. That's not true. That's not inherently promised or guaranteed. Punch him in the face. But Leafy Wall, if you did want to answer the question was, how are you coping with? How do you cope with your depression? That was the topic of today. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. Mm. The reason why is I don't have anything to talk about is because Boku no Hero is coming out the 20th of November is when the next issue comes out. Hajime no Ippo had a very short chapter about uh, which up until this point I never found to be relevant. Well, I know it's relevant in their comic book, but it was about hands placements while men practicing, and I feel like there was supposed to be some underlining issue here, but they didn't explore it, so that was the extent of my knowledge with it. And it was only nine pages, which was very lackluster in my eyes. Left a lot to be desired. Who's Georgia playing this weekend, Nafi? Because I know. Oh, well, you're not at home. You're back in Los Angeles. Because Mista is about to be watching that game. That's our team. No, it's not. Some of the worst experiences I've ever had happened in Georgia. Some of the things I've suffered and endured the most were because of Georgia. Uh, Chicago for baseball, and OMG, I have trouble with White Sox and Cubs. I'm a Cubs fan. I'm from Chicago. I grew up there. I'll answer after I get a couple of things done. Cleaning up cat messes, man. A pain I never wish I had to have. I enjoy tennis these days. Tennis and golf, and I think it's because I'm getting older. But I just found out recently I'm a lefty on the golf course, and I've been watching tennis highlights for the last month, and it's so like enjoyable. I don't. If I could do it again, I'll become a professional tennis player instead. I really enjoy watching tennis now. I'm gonna sum up the courage to go play. I had a job interview in PA, and the comic book is, I don't know if you can scroll back up in the link, but this comic book is the reason for this channel. I back in 2014 started vigorously writing. That's the link in the chat. I started vigorously writing notes in my phone about a character. About this character. Her name is Zemi. And it started with her. And everyone always asks me, like, what is this comic book about? I had a picture of her in my head. And I didn't know where the comic book would begin, where it would end. None of that. But I did have one thing in my mind, and it was a panel. And I'm going to try and find that panel for you guys so you can just see where my brain was the day that this happened. And this panel was just of that girl running. And while she was running, she quickly found out that life comes at her really fast. And once I find it, boop, 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 boop. Okay, I found it. All right, so now you guys want to see it, right? So Zemi, right? This is where we started. Let's go to gaming. This panel is her on that bridge. And the idea is, but no matter how fast you run, life comes, such a bad art style, at you fast. Spoiler alert, I didn't make it. And this is the image. This was the panel that started it all for me. But if you're looking at the number at the top, this is chapter 33. Or rather, chapter 32 in book 1. And the comic book is about a coming-of-age story about a young girl who is slowly starting to figure out that she is different than other people. And she's going to be responsible for bringing this different group of people together for one purpose. And that's why it's called The Strangers, because you don't trust people you don't know. And to know that you're going to be responsible for bringing a group of people from all walks of life together, and how you plan on doing that for the greater good, and what does having a piece of a dam being thrown at you while you're running across a bridge, how do all of these things cross and match? That's what I like to think this comic is about. The first book is out in its complete chapter. Actually, book 2 has. Should I give you guys a spoiler real quick? Not spoiler, but it's not even a spoiler, because if you have book 2, yeah, book 2 is already out on this channel. So yeah, book 2 is out. And book 2 takes place in London with the Brits. So you guys want to check that out, you can. The link's in the book. But my comic book is just me. Is me telling a fantasized version of my life. And using the characters I have to do it. But check it out. Like, share, subscribe. It was featured on Adult Swim, if it makes any difference. So I'm super pumped and proud about that. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, let's finish up with the shade. I'm not gonna lie, the shade does look a lot better already. I was a little reserved on it. I've changed my mind. I like it now. I just gotta be careful. Stop being greedy. The redesign is going to be something serious. Where's my window? So like tennis for me is something like super new, like I said, like a month, and it all started with this guy called Nick Jofius, Nick Bulgario or Nick Kojosios or something. I can't say his name properly, but his tennis style was the thing that drew my attention because he has this forward smash where it's like a beam, it's like a laser, and the ball goes like 120 miles per hour or something like that. And he's known for it. And what he does is to get more leverage and more power, and the rule of motion, things in motion like to stay in motion. So he gains momentum before he even hits the ball, therefore giving it more force. And I don't know if it was the physics of it that just made me say, wow. But also the fact that he can hit like the slicers, it's very like methodical. And I like sports where you can be methodical. I was a state champion in high school for wrestling, and it's a one-on-one sport. I like one-on-one sports. I like duels. So like just being able to methodically outthink my opponent, or putting them in a situation where it's not advantageous for them, is always something I like. The Williams sisters are always going to be like favorites of mine, me personally. To say I follow them, that'd be me being disingenuous. But like when they show up on Sports Center, I'm not mad. I secretly say to myself, that a girl. I secretly sit there and say to myself, that a girl. But I did recently like watch like I don't even know if you would call it like a 30 for 30 or something like that, but where they were like, oh, what is something that you wish you could do? And she was talking about how like she could wish she could rebrand herself, and I was like, nah, as to not be so intimidating to other people. I was like, nah, I'm not a fan of that statement. It's not your job to make other people feel comfortable. If I make you feel uncomfortable, I'm sorry to hear that. But that also lets me know I don't have to deal with you anymore, and that's great too. Go have a fucking great day. I'm unapologetic in that approach. But like I don't follow her enough for me to know like her day-to-days. Like everyone always says like she's a super big woman. Like big as in muscular, but once again that doesn't faze me because I'm 6'5". So like she might be above average for women, but like to me she's still very short. She's a small woman to me. But like I thought I like saw a picture of her standing next to like a 5'2" woman, and she just seems like an Amazon. You know what I would really want to see Serena do? I want to see her in like a movie, and not like just any movie. Like I would love to see her as an Amazonian in like Wonder Woman. I feel like that'd be so awesome. The fact that I'm gonna take full credit for this too. I'm the first person to think of this. I haven't. Why? And how tall is Gal Gadot? Because there is a black Wonder Woman. There is a black Wonder Woman. Yeah, true that. Yeah. Gotta keep it real. Keep it real. But yeah, let's get some people on that. Let's get some people on that. Let's see. I would love to see. Wait, ew. Get some people on the phone with that in the next Wonder Woman movie. Because Serena, I don't I don't want to say like I know she had a kid and she's been doing well, but the new generation is making it really hard for her. Coco, uh, uh, the girl who wore the mask, a different mask for every person who during police brutality that has been killed during police brutality. Naomi Osaka. Like people like Naomi and them are making it extremely tough for Serena and the old guard, because let's face it, she's definitely a great tennis player, but she's no longer in her prime. She would tell you she wish she had the knees and speed from 10 years ago. But when you're competing against people like that, it's so difficult to even begin to imagine, because her veteran skills could definitely aid her. You know, there's a part of her that probably says, "Oh no, I prefer to have." Oh, I could definitely see her saying like, "I prefer to have this age advantage with this experience advantage." But every game Naomi plays, she gets better, and that has to like at least perk your ears a little bit as a competitor, because you know that person's coming for you. Oh, I try. Don't get me wrong. I follow. I don't want to seem ingenuous. Like I don't follow Serena. I don't. I'm oblivious. I don't. Oh, I know who Serena Williams is, and I. She has the force to make a grown man's knees shake. But like I meant like I don't follow her as far as like her sports career. Like I can't mention every major she's ever won. Like I'm not a sports fanatic like that. If that's even something to like be quoted on. I don't think I can mention any. Maybe LeBron. I can mention LeBron's dictograph of trophies, but like I don't think that's what I meant by I don't know her like that. But I know how gorgeous she is, and I know how much how I am not man enough for that woman. How I would spend a vast majority of my life trying to appease that woman and wouldn't complain a goddamn day. I'd do it with a smile on my face. I do it with a motherfucking smile on my face. But yeah, the Williams sisters are iconic sports figures who will go down in history as being innovators of their sport, rogue stars. When they talk about, if my kid talks about getting into tennis, role models. Talk about role models. Oh yeah, the Serena sisters. It just goes without saying. Awesomeness defined. Awesomeness that is defined. Oh yeah, and thank you for the compliment on my art style. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the comic book, the first one. I finished that up last year. Actually, no, I finished that book 1 this year. But I hope you like it. Comment, subscribe. Be awesome. And I think I got like 15 minutes left because I owed you guys an hour from last week. I did draw last week, but I didn't have time to go live. And I got to start reading for the book club this week. I'm in a book club. I'm an adult. I'm fancy. Huh. All right, let's get around this. Let's get around the bend here. I don't know. Maybe I should. The book. Maybe I could kill 2 birds with 1 stone, because I can do the text to read option on my PDF for the book I have, and just have the book read to me while I draw. But I like to take notes about what I read since I host the book club, so that way I can give engaging content to my members and the viewers. Being a good host, man. Be a good host. But we'll see. The book I'm reading is The Spook That Followed. The spook that followed. The spook that sat by the door. Super involved book. I like it. I called it the first black James Bond, but it's quickly turning into the black James Bond that went revolutionary and then proceeded to execute all his masters. I dig it. This ain't your grandfather's James Bond, that's for sure. All right. Um, hmm. Um, I yeah, I'll probably be playing Warzone later on tonight. Not tonight, this afternoon. Probably heading into the night, evening and tonight. I'm gonna do some book club stuff and I gotta get out of here. And I gotta cook tonight. Shit. Ugh. Today's Sunday, right? Damn. Yeah, I gotta cook tonight. Um, favorite superhero. This is a tough one because I have a plethora of favorite superheroes. But like I think I would with this is that's a tough one. Like, cause my genre spans anime from classics like Bebop to Studio Ghibli to Horikoshi in My Hero Academia. Um, to the Batmans, the Doctor Strange, the MCU. Um, my comic book characters who I find extremely heroic without sounding condescending. But if I had to pick a favorite superhero, and if it's just based on their coolness, or just based on their likabilities for me, like Soul Eater comes to mind. Black Star, I love Black Star. My full brother. Yay! We received 100 message in the chat. Yay! That's awesome. Tweet this out. Tweet it. Done. Today's Saturday? No way. Oh, it is Saturday. Awesome. Awesome. Yes, yes. So I can cook tomorrow. All right. If we're talking about if we're talking about superheroes and we're just talking about American, it's an easy one for me. That's gonna be Black Panther. Black Panther was by far. It wasn't the best MCU movie, but it was by far my favorite MCU movie. And it really spoke to me. That's why I made like when Chadwick Boseman died, that this picture came to my mind immediately. And I have a disdain for like drawing other people's characters, uh, and that disdain comes from like in high school. I always used to get asked to draw other people's characters, but I would come up with these my own unique characters, and people wouldn't like them. But and it was like this vendetta. I hate drawing. So that MCU picture right there that you're looking at right there of Chadwick Boseman, this is the first picture I've drawn of another person's character since and published it since junior year in high school, and it because I want to see more of our indie art, Afro art in the universe. So I'm always pushing. But for Mara, it's an easy one for me there. But I'm also a big fan of Miles Morales. Is a complicated story for me because I loved Into the Spider-Verse, but if you take out all the other Spider-Man in that movie, does Miles have a story? And I'm a big person who if you're going to give a character a crutch, he has to the crutch has to evolve the character. But Into the Spider-Verse 2 means we have you know off top, there are going to be more Spider-Men and women in the story. Because Miles' story is not a story unless there's another Spider-Man. And that takes away from the character's development. And that's something that bothers me about that whole story genre. I could go into a whole deep dive on how that annoys me. But in the Marvel universe, but my favorite, and if I'm gonna put my favorite movies in order, it's going to be The Winter Soldier, Doctor Strange, and Black Panther. Doctor Strange in movie hit me on a different level, coming from a medical aspect. Just to see someone lose their ability to save lives, that I guess that hit me differently, and how he desperately fought to get it back. And yeah, anime is hard for me to from the 70s to today. It's just too hard. But I don't work on Sunday. LOL. I just got off. Too long ago. Yeah, and Static Shock, and it's kind of strange because there was a Marvel DC crossover back in the 70s where like Batman met Wolverine and Thor met Wonder Woman. Who did Superman meet? I think Superman met Iron Man. Not Iron Man. Captain America or something like that. But like if they did do a crossover like that comic book. Static Shock I love the cartoon Static Shock. I like that they brought him back into the Teen Titan universe, but the Young Justice, I really enjoyed it. Then it went away and came back, and it took them too long to bring it back. It took them too damn long to bring it back. Same thing with the Rise of the Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon. That show didn't deserve to be that good. Why was that show that damn good? And then by the time I found out about it, it was too late. They already said season 3. They're not doing a season 3. I did a whole review about that show. I love that show. Nickelodeon be coming out with some bangers, man. Avatar, the Ninja Turtles. I'd pay money for them. I'd pay money for that show to come back. April O'Neil was my favorite character in that show. He gave us a Black April. I forgot April. The only thing I remembered about it, because I haven't seen Ninja Turtles since the 80s, the cartoon, when they were basically 4 copies of themselves with different bandanas. And the only thing I remembered about April O'Neil was that she yellow. I didn't even know she was white. I forgot about that. So when I saw this Black April, I was like, holy shit, April was black? I thought April was black the whole time. And then I saw Casey Jones, and then I was like, well, you know, I know for a fact Casey Jones was white. I mean, a white man, a white male. So when I saw the girl, I was like, okay, this is a different continuity. I was like, oh shit, April's really white. Interesting. Didn't change anything for me. I'm also part of that group where it's like, you know, if a person had a distinct design that they were going for with their character, you can make an homage to that character, but don't try and change that character. Like, I'd be pissed off if I came back to this comic book and it was famous 30 years later, and they turned Zemi into Zach, and he was a white dude. I'd be pissed. Somebody gonna see me. Somebody gonna see me in these streets. Gonna feel every piece of these hands. Somebody gonna have to see me in these streets. All right. That is my 2 hours. I have completed my task here, guys. Let's square up. All right, guys and gals, strangers. Thank you so much. We had engagement galore. Shout out to the person texting me. Shout out to you guys for watching. I had a bunch of people join me in the chat today, and I really appreciate that. You guys are strangers, but we're getting close. We're getting friends. 13 out of 20 on Twitch. No new ones today, but hey, you know, every day can't be Christmas. We're still looking for a little bit of growth on that YouTube train. If you got a YouTube, hey, reach out, help me out. Leafy Wah was our Stranger Danger Award winner yesterday, but today our Stranger Danger Award winner was Nafi, and we will honor this for another stream. So next stream, her title, she can be dethroned. Thanks to Leafy Wah, Nafi, Jay, and everybody else that watched the stream today. This is my 2 hours. This is my commitment every Saturday. Like I said, my commitment is to come here, draw for 1 hour for you guys, because this is getting into the season. Today we also talked about, you know, depression and how we deal with our depression. And, you know, there's a bunch of hotlines in the chat right now. Please seek help. If you can't do it by yourself, seeking help doesn't make you weak. It makes you strong. The world is better with you here. I don't care how annoying it might seem. There are people who care about you. And if you haven't heard it today, you heard it from me first. I love you. So take care of yourselves. And enjoy your Saturday. It's not Sunday. It is not Sunday. And before we leave, what did Leafy Wah say to me? Leafy Wah. I know about the Black Captain Marvel. There was a crossover universe, DC and Marvel, 95, 96. Okay, that 70s one I was talking about might be the 95, 96 one. Made a short series comic, yeah, mixing. So yeah. I remember this. Yeah, I think you're right. It's not. You know your shit, Leafy Wah. That's cool. And yes, she's a redhead. I completely forgot April was a white girl. That's crazy. But thank you guys so much. If you want to keep in touch with me, all my social media links are down there. Linktree and all that stuff. Just click on it. Keep up with me and all that cool stuff. But I'm going to... do I want to film today? I'll probably film tomorrow. That's such a drag. I don't know. I'll think about this off air. But thanks, guys, so much for joining me. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.